Tonight I wanted to do something a little different. I am from Montana, and I haven't seen any other ASM artists from Montana that I'm aware of, or anything ASMR related about Montana, so I decided to fix that. I've compiled a list of interesting facts about my home state, and I'm going to read them to you in a whisper voice. So, lie back, get cozy, and here we go. Montana is the 43rd most populous and the 4th most extensive of the 50 states of the United States. It lies in the northwest. Montana attained statehood on November 8th, 1889, becoming the 41st state to join the Union. Its 4 bordering states are South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, and North Dakota. Montana has 56 counties. Its capital is Helena. The abbreviation for Montana is MG. The state bird is the western meadowlark. The state animal is the grizzly bear. Montana's nicknames are the Treasure State and Big Sky Country. The name Montana has a Spanish origin. The earliest Spanish settlers named the state Montaña, and that means mountain in Spanish. Montana also has 2 popular slogans associated with its name: the land of the shining mountains and the last best place. Montana has more than 100 mountain ranges in its western half. Montana is the 41st state to be formed in the U.S., preceded by South Dakota and succeeded by Washington. It was incorporated into the Union on November 8th, 1889. The motto of Montana is Oro y Plata, and this means gold and silver in Spanish. This motto is taken from the gold and silver deposits in the state. Gold was first discovered in Montana in 1852. Montana is the only state in the United States that has adopted a Spanish motto. I thought that was pretty interesting. Montana has a large international border with Canada. It is the only state in the U.S. to share a land border with 3 Canadian provinces: British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. In Montana, the elk, deer, and antelope populations outnumber the humans. So do the number of cattle, due to Montana being a big animal agriculture state. The Montana Yogo sapphire is the only North American gem to be included in the crown jewel of England. In 1888, Helena had more millionaires per capita than any other city in the world. 46 out of Montana's 56 counties are considered frontier counties, with an average population of 6 or fewer people per square mile. Montana is the only state with a triple divide, allowing water to flow into the Pacific, the Atlantic, and Hudson Bay. This phenomenon occurs at Triple Divide Peak in Glacier National Park. No state has as many different species of mammals as Montana. Flathead Lake in northwest Montana contains over 200 square miles of water and 185 miles of shoreline. It is considered the largest natural freshwater lake in the West. There are more than 3,000 named lakes and reservoirs in Montana. Yellowstone National Park in southern Montana and northern Wyoming was the first national park in the nation. Montana has the largest grizzly bear population in the lower 48 states. Virginia City was founded in 1863 and is considered to be the most complete original town of its kind in the United States. The most visited place in Montana is Glacier National Park, known as the Crown of the Continent. It lies along Montana's northern border and adjoins Waterton Lakes National Park in Canada, forming the world's first international peace park. The Going to the Sun Road in Glacier Park is considered one of the most scenic drives in America. Montana's rivers and streams provide water for 3 oceans and 3 of the North American continent's major river basins. Butte, Montana, was once known worldwide as the richest hill on earth. An oft-told story is of emigrants being told, "Don't stop in America, go straight to Butte." There are over 10,000 miles of underground tunnels beneath the city of Butte. That's about the same distance as traveling from Butte, Montana to Atlanta, Georgia 5 times in a row. The famous fly fishing movie A River Runs Through It focuses on the Blackfoot River in Montana, but most of the fishing footage was shot on Montana's Gallatin River. The largest observed snowflake fell during a storm in 1887 in Montana. It was measured at 15 inches wide. Can you imagine trying to catch that on your tongue? In 1937, Montana recorded the hottest temperature in its history when it reached 117 degrees Fahrenheit in Medicine Lake. In 1954, Rogers Pass was a frigid negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit, the coldest temperature ever recorded in Montana. This makes the all-time temperature range recorded in Montana 187 degrees. That is a bigger range than any other state in the Union. On December 14, 1924, in Fairfield, the temperature dropped 84 degrees from noon to midnight, dropping from 63 to minus 21 degrees. Yellowstone National Park is the largest geyser field in the world and home to half of the world's active geysers. It is also home to a supervolcano. Montana has huge deposits of natural and mineral resources. Some of these resources are zinc, copper, silver, lead, oil, manganese, gold, and timber. The largest city in Montana is Billings, and the capital city is Helena. Billings is the only city in Montana to have a population of more than 100,000 people, while approximately 75,000 people live in Helena. Montana has 2 important revenue-generating industries, and those are mining and agriculture. Montana is the first state in the United States to elect a woman to Congress. Montana native Jeanette Rankin was elected to Congress in 1916 and re-elected in 1940. Jeanette Rankin was against the World Wars and also opposed the U.S. attack on Pearl Harbor. Hers was the only vote against the war, and she faced furious opposition for her views. Approximately 10,000 white pelicans migrate from the Gulf of Mexico to Medicine Lake, Montana every spring. These birds are striking because they have wingspans of about 9 feet. The Lewis and Clark expedition stopped at Traveler's Rest in Lolo, Montana. This is the only site that has physical proof of the presence of these explorers. Jordan, Montana, is one of the remotest county seats in the United States. The nearest airport is 175 miles away, while the nearest bus line is 85 miles away. You're not getting anywhere fast in Jordan, Montana. Part of the Yellowstone National Park is located in Montana. The park experiences 1,000 to 3,000 earthquakes annually and is also home to supervolcanoes. It is the first national park in the United States. Montana is also home to the crown of the continent, Glacier National Park. Montana is large enough to contain 6 American states. You can fit the states of Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia all into Montana. The tallest point in Montana is the Granite Peak. It stands at a height of 12,807 feet. It is the 10th highest point in the United States. Montana is home to approximately 8,000 moose. They were once considered endangered, but they're thriving and very much alive in Montana. Montana has one of the world's largest collections of dinosaur fossils. The Museum of the Rockies alone has 13 T-Rex specimens. Montana has a large population of Native Americans. The state has at least 8 federally recognized Native American tribes. Bannack is the first territorial capital of Montana. It is preserved as a ghost town today. The smokestack in Anaconda, Montana is one of the tallest brick structures in the world. It stands 585 feet high, so tall that the Washington Monument can fit inside. Montana is the home of the world's first international peace park. This park is a combination of Alberta's Waterton Lakes National Park in Canada and Glacier National Park in Montana. During World War I, approximately 1,500 Montanans died and 2,437 were injured. Almost 40,000 Montanans volunteered or drafted for the war. This is a huge contribution of manpower by any state in the U.S. during that time. For World War I, Montana contributed one of the highest numbers of soldiers per capita of any state. It was higher than 25% of any other state on a per capita basis. During World War II, almost 30 Japanese balloons landed in Montana. However, no damage to life or property resulted from these balloons. Well, that's good, I guess. Great Falls, Montana is known for 3 wonders. In 2011, the oldest man on Earth, Walter Bruning, was said to hail from Great Falls. Secondly, the shortest river in the world is found here. The Roe River runs about only 201 feet. And thirdly, the biggest freshwater spring in the United States, Giant Springs, is in Great Falls. I love my home state so much, and thank you for letting me share that.